guys, so I think I am live on Facebook. I've turned off my camera this time just because I know last time when I was doing the art, it wasn't clear what I had on my screen. So what we're going to be doing today, I'm a couple of minutes early, so I'm going to wait for you guys to join. I'm just going to mute myself on here because I think I'm going to, let me know if this is actually working. So I think I'm muted on there. So let's see where I am at, what we're going to be doing today. So today we're going to be looking at fractions. So I'm going to write over here fractions, and I'm just going to log into my phone to see whether you guys can actually see this, because I'm never fully aware whether this is working or not, and it hasn't worked the last couple of times. Yeah, I think it's working now. Okay, right. So we're going to start on fractions today. So this is going to be a short introduction into what fractions actually are. So for kids who have never done this before, this is going to be great. It's going to give you a bit of insight into fractions. Okay, so we're going to start off by looking at a fraction. So I'm going to write 1/2. Okay, so I've written 1/2 here, and most people will know that this fraction is half, or it's 1/2. What does that actually mean? Well, that means is if we have a whole shape, in this case I've drawn a circle, or a cake or a pizza, 1/2 means that this is cut into 2 pieces, and I have one of these pieces. Okay, so that's what this particular fraction actually means. But what we're going to be doing now is looking at how else we can interpret this. So 1/2 also means 1 divided by 2. Okay, so if you see a fraction, you can also write that as 1 divided by 2, the top number divided by the bottom number. Okay, so the top number divided by the bottom number. So what we're going to be doing is, in today's session, we're going to be creating a recipe to make a pizza, and we're going to be using fractions to do this. Okay, so if you guys are watching live on YouTube, give me some ideas of what we can be putting on our pizza as toppings, okay? And I'm not really a big fan of pizza. I don't like cheese, but I have discovered vegan pizza, and they have all sorts of different things on there. So send me your ideas over. So we're going to be looking at fractions today. So let's have a look at what 1/3 means. So 1/3, another way of saying this is 1 divided by 3. This basically means you've got one piece, let's say 1 piece of chocolate bar, and you're dividing it into 3 pieces, and they all have to be equal pieces. That's what fractions essentially mean. Okay, so it's the top number is how many pieces you've got, and the bottom number is how many pieces you are dividing it into. Okay, guys. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to share over my desk so you guys can see what I'm doing right now. So I don't know whether that's worked. Okay, so I think you should be able to now, if I've got it in the right place. Yeah, you should be able to see my desk. Okay, so I'm going to put this graphics tablet aside. So in today's session, you were told to have ready a pencil, some felt tip pens, and 2 pieces of A4 paper. Okay, and we're going to be doing some stuff on fractions. So what I want you to do is to fold that first piece of paper in half. So you've got a booklet. So I've got a booklet at the moment over here. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating a recipe for fractions. So I've got 2 pieces of paper here. This is going to be my rough one where I'm going to be making some notes. This is going to be my actual recipe. And what I want you to be doing is, once you've finished your recipe card, I want you to get your parents to send photographs into WhatsApp or over Facebook. And then what I'm going to do is create a video of your recipe cards, just like I did with the art images yesterday. So we're going to start off with creating a pizza. So this is my rough piece of paper. So I'm going to be drawing a circle. So this is going to be my pizza. And I'm going to do all sorts of things I'm going to include into this pizza. So the first thing is people tend to like cheese. I don't like cheese though. So I'm going to skip the cheese and I'm going to use some ketchup. So my first thing is going to be, I'm going to have a quarter of a bottle of ketchup. So I'm going to draw here a ketchup bottle. And I want a quarter of that to have ketchup in there. So if I grab my pencil, I'm going to divide this up into a half first. Then I'm going to divide it up into 4 pieces. Okay, and this bottle is going to be a quarter filled with ketchup. So I'm going to write here a quarter bottle of ketchup. And I'm going to put some ketchup onto my pizza. Okay, that's going to be my pizza there. Right, next one. Let's see what else we're going to be doing. Oh, we've got loads of people responding. We've got Brianna is saying hi. Caitlin is saying hi. Mohammed is saying hi. Looking forward to this, Sid. I've dropped my ketchup pen. So next, let's see what else I'm going to be putting on there. So my pizza is going to have some cucumber. So I'm going to draw a long piece of cucumber. And this time I'm going to have a whole cucumber, but I'm going to slice this cucumber into, let's say, 12 pieces. So I'm going to slice this up into 12 pieces. So I've sliced it up in half using my pencil. I'm going to slice it up into quarters. Okay. And then if I start slicing it up again, how many pieces will I get now? Let's have a look. So I've got now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That didn't quite work. I didn't get 12 pieces. So how would I get 12? Well, I'm going to have to rub this bit out again. So we've got a half here. Now what I want to do is I want to divide this up into 6 pieces on either side. And to get 6, we're going to have to do the quarter and then get 2 more lines in between these. So this is a bit more tricky now. So I've got my quarter and then I'm putting 2 more lines in. If I've done that correctly, I should have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I've got 12 pieces here and I'm going to colour the entire thing in because I'm using the entire cucumber. So this is 12 out of 12, I should say, slices of cucumber. And that makes a whole cucumber in this particular case. All right, so I'm going to add my 12 pieces of cucumber onto my pizza. So guys, I want some really cool images of your cucumbers and your pizzas. So I've got 4 here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And for those of you who are saying cucumbers don't go on pizza, they do on mine. To be fair, I've never had cucumber on pizza. Right, what else are we going to have on our pizza? Well, what have I had that was really cool? I had some flaffles. Yeah, I've had a pizza made out of flaffles. So I have vegan pizzas. So I'm going to draw some flaffles. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 whole flaffles. I have no idea how you spell flaffle. Flaffle. Have I done that? No, I think there's meant to be an A in there. Please correct me if I've done that wrong. I have no idea how to write flaffle. Simon's saying Aman and Hannah are watching. Brilliant. Cheese, we can put cheese on. I don't like cheese though, Brianna, so I'm not going to put cheese on my pizza. So four whole flaffles are going to go onto my pizza. I don't want to put them completely whole, so I'm going to cut these in half. So each of my flaffles are going to be cut in half. So how many flaffles am I going to have? Okay, so each one of these, I've got a half over here, I've got a half over here. They've been divided into 2 pieces. Okay, so I've taken my four whole ones and I've divided them into 2. So this is going to be 4 divided by, I've done that wrong, haven't I? I should be saying, I've completely done it. I've messed this up. I've taken each one and I've divided it into 2 pieces. So it's 4 times by 2. So that each one has been divided into 2 pieces. So I'm going to have 8 halves altogether. Okay, so these are going to be 8 halves altogether. So I've got 8 halves that I need to add on here. So I'm going to add half a circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so I've got 8 halves of my flaffles. What else am I going to add onto my, oh, tomato. Tomato's a good one. So let's add some tomato pieces. Now, do I have an orange? Because I've used red already, I'm going to use orange for tomatoes. So I'm going to take a tomato, but I don't want that much tomato on my pizza. So I'm only going to have 2 tomatoes, and I'm going to slice them up into 3 pieces. Okay, so it's going to be a third. So we're going to do 1, 2 lines over here, 1, 2. So how many slices do I have altogether? I need to colour all my flaffles in as well. Let me colour all my flaffles in. So I've taken all of these bits of flaffle. I'm going to colour that in, and I can also colour this in a bit later. So now I'm going to have some tomatoes. I'm going to add some to make it look like a tomato. So I'm going to slice this up into 3 pieces. So I've got 1, 2, 3 bits of tomato here. 1, 2, 3 bits here. So what I've done here is I've taken 2 tomatoes and I've sliced them up into 3 pieces each. So I've multiplied that by 3. So I've actually got 6 pieces of tomato. Okay, I'm going to come back to this in a second. So we've got 6 pieces of tomato and they're a third of a tomato each. So I'm going to add my bits of tomato onto, they're all slightly different sizes. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So you've got the middle one, you've got one end, you've got another end. So I've got my, I think I'm going to stop there. So this is my pizza so far. So I've got a tomato that's been divided into 3 pieces. I've got flaffles that have been divided into halves. I've got a cucumber that I've divided into 12 pieces, and I've got a quarter bottle of ketchup that I've added on my pizza. This pizza sounds a bit crazy, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to look at these calculations that I've done here. We're going to talk about some of this in more detail now. Okay, so my slice of cucumber, I divided this up into 12 pieces. Okay, so 12 over 12, I had all 12 pieces I was using. So 12 out of 12 is the same as having 1 whole. So I used 1 whole cucumber. Okay, let's look at our flaffles. We used 4 whole flaffles this time. 4 whole, and I can't write flaffles. Someone please correct me. Have I written flaffles right? If you know how to spell falafel, let me know. I've not had a correction for flaffle. That probably means I've spelt it correctly, but I doubt it. So we've got 1 whole cucumber. We've got 4 whole flaffles, but these flaffles have been divided up into halves. Okay, so how many halves do I have altogether? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 halves, so I can write this as 8 over 2. Because 8 divided by 2 gives us 4 whole flaffles. Okay, next what I've got is I've got some tomatoes. They look like oranges because I've used orange colour, but these are actually meant to be tomatoes. So here what I've got is 2 whole tomatoes. But I've divided them up into 3 pieces. So I've got 6 pieces altogether divided up into 3, and that gives me 2 whole tomatoes. Okay, So I've got all of these fractions to make my pizza. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this look really nice and colorful. So guys, when you submit your images in, I want you to write your names in the corner. So let me get my pen. I'm going to write my name. I'm going to write my name. So I want you to write your name. So I'm going to write Sid. And I want you to write there, Maths with Sid. Okay, so your name and Maths with Sid, submit your finished pieces in, and I'm going to include them in a short video of what you guys have done. So you could be doing anything on your pizzas, whatever you guys want to include, whichever vegetables and things that you want to include on your pizza. So Caitlin's saying we could add spinach. We could add spinach, but it's up to you what you want to add. You could add loads of different things on there. You could cut up pineapples and bananas and apples and all sorts. So I'm going to make my recipe card look really nice and cool now. So you guys could color this in, make it look really cool. So I'm going to call this Sid's Maths Pizza. So I'm going to have Sid's Maths Pizza, and color your pizzas in, make that really nice and colorful, finish your recipe cards in and submit them into onto Facebook. So my Facebook is Science with Sid. It's a page, so you can submit them on there, or I will leave my email address in the comments, so you could submit them there as well. For those of you who follow me on WhatsApp and you've got my WhatsApp number, you can send them over. So color your pizzas in, color in your recipe card, submit these images in, and I'm going to collate them and we'll see what you guys can come up with. Okay, so I'm going to quickly color this in, and I'll do a very quick version of the video of me coloring this in, and I'll post it on YouTube as well. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. So this is a different way of looking at fractions, where we're actually finding out wholes as well. Maybe slightly different from what you're used to doing, but it's a great way to get the kids engaged in fractions and looking at them in slightly differently, because we don't often realize that fractional signs mean divide. So this is a really nice way of getting them to understand, and that's what it means. And if you put them together, you've got a whole. Okay, and in this case, you've got 4 holes. In this case, you've got 2 holes. So hope you have lots of fun creating your amazing pizzas, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to be doing science. So if you are interested in science, Science with Sid tomorrow. So this is called Science with Sid, but we are going to be looking at science in particular tomorrow. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and have fun with your pizzas. I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye. Okay, I don't know how to switch this off now. Okay, stop live stream.